Hey, welcome back to another episode. I want to start today with a question. Have you ever watched an English movie, understood almost everything, but when someone asked you to speak English, nothing came out?
Oh, that feeling is so real. You understand the words, you know what they mean, but when it is your turn to speak, your mind goes completely blank. It feels so frustrating, right?
And here's the thing, you're not alone. Millions of English learners around the world feel exactly the same way. Today, we're going to talk about why this happens, and more importantly, what you can do about it.
So stay with us because by the end of this episode, things are going to make a lot more sense. And trust me, once you understand the reason, fixing it becomes so much easier.
Okay, so let us start with the big question. Why can you understand English but not speak it? This is actually one of the most common problems for English learners, especially beginners and intermediate learners.
And the answer is actually simple. Understanding English and speaking English are two completely different skills. They use different parts of your brain, and they need different kinds of practice.
Think about it this way. Reading a recipe and actually cooking the food are two different things. You can read 100 recipes, but still not know how to cook. Learning English is the same.
When you listen or read, your brain is doing what we call passive work. It's receiving information. But when you speak, your brain has to do active work. It has to find the words, put them in order, and push them out of your mouth all at the same time.
Now, let's do a quick vocabulary check here, because these two words are very important for today's episode. The words are passive and active.
Passive means receiving. You are not doing much. You are just taking in information. For example, watching a movie is passive. Listening to a podcast is passive.
Active means doing. You are producing something. Speaking is active. Writing is active. You are creating something yourself.
So now let's practice. Repeat after me. Ready? Say this out loud. Listening is passive.
Go ahead, say it. Listening is passive.
Good. Now say this. Speaking is active.
Say it again, slowly. Speaking is active. Perfect. Keep that in mind because it is very important.
So here's why most English learners struggle. They spend almost all of their time doing passive practice. They watch English videos, they listen to English music, they read English articles. All of that is great, but they almost never practice speaking.
And because they never practice speaking, their speaking muscle never gets strong. Yes, speaking is like a muscle. If you never use it, it stays weak. The only way to make it stronger is to actually use it.
This is something I want every listener to really hear today. You cannot think your way into speaking English. You have to practice your way into it. There's a big difference.
A lot of learners spend hours studying grammar rules and vocabulary lists, and that knowledge sits in their head. But when the moment comes to speak, it does not come out, because knowing something and using something are two different things.
Let me give you a small example. Imagine you are learning how to ride a bicycle. You read a book about balance, speed, and how to use the brakes. You understand everything perfectly.
But the moment you sit on the bicycle and try to ride it, you fall. Not because you're not smart, but because riding a bicycle is a physical skill. You have to do it to learn it. Speaking English is exactly the same kind of skill.
So the next time you feel bad about not being able to speak, please do not blame yourself. It's not about intelligence, it's about practice. And practice is something you can always do more of.
Now, let's do a shadowing exercise. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence and then you say the exact same sentence the same way. This is one of the best ways to train your speaking muscle.
So I'm going to say a sentence and David is going to repeat it, and then you repeat it too. Ready?
I understand English, but I want to speak it better.
I understand English, but I want to speak it better.
Your turn. Say it out loud. Don't just think it, actually say it. I understand English, but I want to speak it better. One more time. Say it with confidence. I understand English, but I want to speak it better. Great job.
There's one more reason why people can understand but cannot speak, and this one is very important. It's fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of sounding funny, fear of what other people will think.
And honestly, this fear is the biggest wall between you and fluent English. When you're afraid, your brain freezes, and when your brain freezes, words don't come out. It's not about your English level, it's about your confidence level.
We want you to know something. Every single person who speaks English fluently today made thousands of mistakes on their way there. Mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are how you learn. Mistakes are actually proof that you're trying.
So please, give yourself permission to be imperfect. Speak even when you're not sure. Speak even when you make mistakes, because every time you open your mouth and try, you're getting better. Okay, so we talked about why this happens. Now let us talk about what you can actually do to fix it. Because understanding the problem is only half the journey. The other half is taking action.
And the good news is, the solution is not complicated. You do not need to move to an English-speaking country. You do not need an expensive course. You just need the right kind of practice done consistently.
The first thing you need to do is start talking to yourself in English. Yes, you heard that right. Talk to yourself. Describe what you are doing. When you are making breakfast, say it out loud. I am making breakfast. I am putting bread in the toaster.
This sounds simple, but it is incredibly powerful. You're training your brain to connect thoughts with English words, and you're doing it with zero pressure because no one is listening. It's just you and your voice.
Now, let's do a quick practice. I want you to try this right now. Think about what you did this morning. Say it out loud in English. I'll start as an example.
This morning, I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I made some coffee. Now your turn. Do not overthink it. Just say what you did this morning. Simple sentences are perfectly fine.
Did you do it? Amazing. That right there is speaking practice, and you just did it. See? It's not as scary as it feels.
The second thing you need to do is stop waiting until your English is perfect to start speaking. This is a trap so many learners fall into. They say, I will start speaking when my grammar is better. I will start speaking when I know more vocabulary.
But here's the truth. Your English will never feel perfect. Even native speakers make grammar mistakes. Even native speakers forget words sometimes. Waiting for perfect English is like waiting for the perfect weather to go for a walk. You'll be waiting forever.
Start speaking with the English you have right now, even if it's just a few sentences, even if it's broken, even if it's slow, because that's how you grow. You grow from where you are, not from where you wish you were.
Let's do another shadowing exercise. This time, the sentences are a little longer. Listen carefully and then repeat. Really try to copy the rhythm and the feeling of the sentence.
My English is not perfect, but I'm practicing every day.
My English is not perfect, but I'm practicing every day.
Your turn. Say it out loud. My English is not perfect, but I'm practicing every day.
One more. Ready? Every mistake I make is helping me get better.
Every mistake I make is helping me get better.
That's your new mindset right there.
The third thing, and this one is so important, is to speak out loud when you're listening to English content, not just in your head, out loud.
When you watch an English video, pause it. Repeat what the person said out loud. When you listen to a podcast, repeat the phrases you hear. This is called active listening, and it builds your speaking skill at the same time as your listening skill.
Most people listen passively. They hear the words, they understand them, and they move on. But if you pause and repeat, you're training your mouth to produce those sounds, that rhythm, that natural flow of English.
And over time, that natural flow starts to come out when you speak on your own. That's how shadowing works. That's why we do it in every episode, because it actually works.
Now, let's talk about vocabulary for a moment. One reason people freeze when speaking is because they can't find the word they want fast enough. They know the word somewhere in their brain, but they can't grab it quickly.
This happens because they learned the word passively.
They read it or heard it, but never used it in a sentence themselves. So the word is stored in the brain, but it's not easy to reach.
The fix is simple. When you learn a new word, use it in a sentence immediately. Say the sentence out loud. Use the word again the next day. Use it again the day after. The more you use it, the faster your brain can find it when you need it.
Let's do a quick vocabulary practice. The word is fluent. Fluent means speaking a language easily and naturally without stopping a lot.
Now use it in a sentence. I want to become fluent in English. Say that out loud. I want to become fluent in English.
Good. One more time with confidence. I want to become fluent in English. Beautiful. Now you've used that word actively, and your brain will remember it much better.
Before we wrap up, we want to say something from the heart. If you're on this journey of learning English, we're genuinely proud of you. Not everyone has the courage to try to learn a new language.
And the fact that you're here, listening to this, trying to improve, that means so much. It means you believe in yourself even a little bit, and that little bit of belief is all you need to start.
You might not be fluent yet. You might still make mistakes. You might still have days where speaking feels impossible. But none of that means you're failing. It means you're learning.
Learning is not a straight line. Some days feel amazing. Some days feel like you forgot everything you ever knew. That's completely normal. Keep going anyway.
So here's your homework for today. Number 1. Talk to yourself in English for just 5 minutes today. Describe what you were doing or what you did today.
Number 2, pick one sentence from this episode and repeat it 10 times out loud. Number 3, remember that every time you open your mouth and try, you're winning.
And we'll be back with another episode very soon. Until then, keep practicing, keep believing, and remember, you can do this.
You really can. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care.